Hello, this is Alekius, and welcome back to Automation Kiev Motors, where we are about to turbocharge our new hypercar, and we want it to get as much power as possible. Drop the compression, which is those disgusting 13 to 1 compression ratio. It's just silly. And with the turbo, we can indeed increase the fuel mixture. My favorite part of turbos. To a limit. And we'll optimize it later. Maximize everything we got. Oh yeah, there we go. That's what I was looking for. Still, I'm wondering if maybe we've gone for too much of a high rev. What are we looking at? 9,500 right now. There's 10,000. We definitely have a drop off. If we boost the stroke, we get to 10,000. Well, it's 65 millimeters. Boost the bore until... Actually, we were getting some valve float that I hadn't noticed. Because when we added RPM limit, we were looking at the air supply. So 9,500. Alright, let's boost this another 68 millimeters. And do we want to drop it down to 9,000 RPM? Start to lose a little bit at that point. I think we'll pull the cam profile back some. With that, we can lengthen out the stroke to 72. And the bore back up to... There we go. 86, let's say. 86 by 72. $9,000 RPMs. Put the cam profile back up. We'll get back on the turbo. It's definitely adding to it. Till that point. 68 millimeter compressor. We want to eke out every last horsepower we can push the turbine. What's our boost at? 36. Bring it down to 36 flat. Drop the turbine. Compressor's already pretty much where it needs to be. Definitely drop the intercooler. And we can throw more fuel at it? Yeah, you certainly can. Here, we'll just do a fully rich mixture and we'll see how much horsepower we can throw at it. Maximize the compressor again. Plus size the turbine. Oh, we're not really losing it. Oh, actually we're gaining. That's right where we hit the... Yeah. The turbine is now at a limiting factor similar to the compressor. Ooh. Release the power. Let's just maximize this for now. It's getting in the way. But yeah, we can move more. If we restrict the turbine, we increase the power band we have available. Not too much. 92% seems to be where it starts to really fall apart. Because the engine's running too rich. We need at least this much air flow to be able to use up all the fuel. It's not a terrible power band. What's our boost at? It's actually tapering off at a maximum of 34. That shouldn't matter. Now we're starting to restrict it. So let's not. We'll leave it at 35 max boost. We don't need a bigger intercooler. Smaller is better. 1180. We won't restrict the exhaust yet, because we still have the compression to go. 10-to-1 compression ratio with a turbo. That's sick. That's just craziness. No benefit to tweaking. No benefit to tweaking. No benefit to tweaking. Oh, of course, because it puts us over the wrong value, but I don't care. Like, it's where it needs to be. Oh, excessive torque, but that's a con rod. That's too much. But we don't have a better option. Just restricting it by a few hundred RPM. We can get it under there and accept a small... we'll just cut it short. 8,700 RPM is respectable. Not the hyper I was looking for. But it is plenty. Seriously? This is limited by the exhaust? So quickly? Wow, that is a fat tube. That barely restricts it and brings it down to a normal loudness level. Let's see what this sounds like though. Sounds like a normal guttural 4. Pop, pop, pop. Okay, that's pretty loud. Put a muffler on it. That is still really loud, but it's under 70 decibels, so I'm okay with it. The silly car is, I think, complete, with the exception of the timing. Advanced timing seems to be an advantage, but let's make sure. We're expected to want advanced timing. Let's go back to this one. We'll freeze it here. That seems to work all right. Go down 2. How's that? That is not too great. All right, we'll revert, freeze, up 3. And yeah, that's we've got it right where we need it to be. A little bit more throttle response, a little bit more performance out of it. And we're saving on emissions, because that's totally what we care about. On a car that is just throwing fuel away. Fuel efficiency. Hey, it peaks at 20%. That's good, right? It's not. £34 of boost. All right. Oh yeah, I have to name this engine. We have ourselves Inline 4 aluminum 86 by 72. I thought we went with 5 valves. When did it move to 4? Should be 5 valve dual overhead cam. Did I forget to switch it over? I make a boo-boo. Shouldn't matter much. And it's so optimized that any movement should break it. We shouldn't need to change anything. Boost is fine, turbo's fine, the cam is fine. Conrod definitely needs to stay. We'll limit it to 87. We're not going to reduce the size of the pipe. So, only thing I might want to check is the cam profile. Yeah, that's not going to do anything for us. There we are. And that will be a 1.7 liter experimental turbo multi-point EFI 460 horsepower, good grief, 85. Did I name the other 183? I did, didn't I? No, I named it 85. Get that one too. So now we can move on to the car itself. We are looking for... Fine. I think I can find the Hyper. There we are. Hyper. Look for Hyper. Probably all-wheel drive. Probably automatic. Probably some sort of radial. Probably slicks. Vented 3-piston. Vented 3-piston. Fully clad because we can. Handmade, luxury, variable, ABS, standard, hydropneumatic. Hey, look at that, 146. And flow in the super. Literally, this will replace our other car as the hypercar. Because this is absolute ridiculosity, I'm going to choose the purple paint at last. Like about there, I think. I'm not going to go purple chrome. I have my limits of silliness. I know I probably shouldn't say that. We'll squeeze in the trunk. We don't care about trunk space. We don't even really care about the bumper. It can be a rub rail. Squeeze it down. What? Whoa! Nice. I'd rather have the fastback. I forgot that was a possible morph for some cars. Put it there. Try to give it as much sweep as possible. Smooth curve. Can't move it any further forward. Don't want to squeeze it back. And can't squeeze in the nose. We'll squeeze in the lip. There won't be one. Unassisted hypercar. Although we may change that. Alright, what paint slots do we have? We can two-tone it, apparently. What's the other? Blacktop it? I mean, it's not a convertible. Maybe we do want to chrome, purple chrome the top. Doesn't look very purple. Because it's dark? I think because it's dark. See a little bit of the purple. I think that's kind of silly. So is the paint. So we're gonna not do that. Do have the bumpers we could do. Not going to do that though. We could be silly and carbon fiber. Actually, why not go into this one, edit this paint, all carbon fiber. So it's got the texture. Okay, cool. That says, screw you, I have the money to waste on something this luxurious. The trim slots, we have window stripping. And what is this one? Ah, the riser. I don't know, the riser kind of might look good as a black. Plastic, maybe? Black carbon fiber? Takes care of the trim slots. Carbon fiber coated rims? Sure, why not? Sky's the limit on this one. No extra trim slots. Now we gotta do the lights. What says crazy? I'm gonna have to look at the insides of these. It's a little bit early for LEDs. Doesn't mean it has to stop us, but let's look for something a little bit normal-ish. There we go. Deep set headlights. Get some taillights. And I think we'll go with these. Those seem kind of reasonable. That stretches them too much. And bring them to there. Nope, because it curves around the corner. Squeeze it in. Looks nice and aggressive. Who needs indicators? Is that integrated with a headlight? Honestly, don't know. What does this do? Yeah, integrated with the headlight. That's weird. Why hadn't I noticed that before? Let's do big old smile. Put it down here. Make it big. Make it wide. Get some venting. But that's way too big. Like it'll interfere with the door. But it looks cool. That's the lift, not the car itself. Leave that there, even though it interferes with the door. Don't care. Doing whatever I want with this one. Can I get you into the front? No. Getting in front of the brakes is hard. What other options do we have? See if this will match. Get the angle right by just stretching it. And we can get to line up. There we go. Big deep scoop. All the venting. We're definitely going to need a spoiler. Right there. Ooh, wrong way. Want it that big. There's a little bit of a lip. A wee babby of a lip. Put the fuel tank release behind the wheel. We're gonna do a fancy radial. Just sits there on the roof. We need door handles. What looks super fancy? I was gonna go absolutely crazy. None of these look fancy, really. Maybe one of the subcategories. No, they're all pretty much what they look like. I don't know what this one is supposed to be, so we'll use this one. Be like, I don't know how to access this car. Yes, we need mirrors. A fancy one. Don't see any super fancy ones. I think I'll go with this one though. Nice big mirror. Easy to see behind you. go with the dark elite plate. That seems to be the theme of 85. Can put it up here, but I don't want to. I'll leave it down in the bumper. There we go. And we get our new rims. It says opulence. Fan blades. Sure, why not? Fan blades it is. I spent enough time on this car. Do they want a manual? They do want a manual. And I'm going to stipulate it needs 5 gears. Estimated top speed is disgusting. I'm going to continue doing what I have been, putting it at the peak. Ah, see? You like that 5th gear. They might want to do the advanced automatic though. Certainly isn't going to spend very much time in each gear. So we're going 60 miles an hour to 90 to 120. Switch back to a manual 5. Yeah, the advanced automatic's working out a little bit better. Don't want to go faster. Don't want to go slower. Limited slip differential. Oh yeah. Go with geared. Ooh, rear wheel drive? Nope. Excellent. Looks like they might want a little closer. 60-40. I want to do 65 at least. Force compound? Nope. I want to go all out. The maximum size these tires can be. Magnesium rims, not the alloy. Highest profile tires they can get. 21's, good grief. Those are big tires. A little bit too low profile if you ask me. I have to flare out the front slightly. More flared out. We can get the 235s. Do 20-inch rims. That way there is some sidewall. Can make them wider if we flare them out. Or if we offset them some. Solid discs? Yeah, I didn't think so. Vented discs, fairly large. There is quite a bit of brake fade on this. They're gigantic. Get the rear set up. Oh yeah. Probably use a more aggressive pad. Bring them down to 260s. And we have lots of improvement on the rear still. 230s. Brake fade is under 1%. That is well. Front bias, let's go with 65 actually. Bigger fronts. Or not. Bigger rears. Even. Awesome. Don't want semi-clad, don't want none. They want something. Cooling airflow. I don't think they're going to want any. Yeah, none at all. Brake airflow. Yeah, I didn't think so. Interiors, handmade. Luxury cassettes. As expected. Standard 80s. Might not actually want to adaptive. So trade-off between the sportiness and the... Ooh, air. Air's a winner. Don't lose any sportiness, but we get more drivability, more comfort, more prestige. There's less reliability. And do they really care about reliability? No. Comfort, normal, sport, utility, off-road, and race. Go with race for now. That makes it less drivable. No, more drivable. We'll cancel out the front camber. Reverse it. And then add a little bit of... Well, we'll wait. Let's get the shocks. Our springs more tuned in. To 4. Four and 6. Damper wise, seem to like going lower. Go with 3.4 and match it with the rear. 45, 145, 3, 5, 7. Alright, we'll stop at 3.4. And then the front's wanted as well. Pretty stiff springs, but... Oh, see, now they're willing to go down a little. Do we drop the dampeners more? Yeah, they don't want to raise suspension. That's weird to me. They even really a hypercar now. At some point, I will quit. I don't want to go down too far. Go for max drivability. There we go. Then we get to do the sway bars. That's because it's adding to the sportiness. Let's go for 3 degrees of roll is fine. Now we'll fine tune the sportiness. We have a 156 in Hyper. I haven't increased the quality, I really should, for a hypercar. But if you notice, the engineering time is ridiculous already. Really just a Hyper and GT Premium. Kinda curious. Might want to lower the cam some, actually. Went way too aggressive. Puts out at 217.56. So we'll see if we can get away with a small plot. Let's do a small one. Makes 33. That might actually be ideal. Alright, here we are back, and I want to do the same thing that I did for the other car with the spreadsheet. So we want our new hypercar. And it's got categories in the GT Premium and the Hyper. We're going to want to fill out those categories. Demographic size, all 3 countries. Hyper has got 6. GT Premium has 95. Market awareness is 64.9 and 55.7. Our budgets are looking like $381,000 and $123,000. If you ask me, that's ridiculous. Then we have 100% penetration in both markets. Or, yeah, utilization. We have 100% utilization. So, with our hypercar, which I'm going to call the Stelarny model. This will be our high 85. Oh yeah, I want to check. We've got 152.4 and 132.1 at 100%. Or no, 96.8 and 88. That gives us. Didn't it work? Why did it not work? It does. Oh, because 100. Because we have 100%. So, what are we going to gain out of it? But theoretically, we'd have 100 vehicles sold max. We can go with that at least. So, if we tweak our factory appropriately, that's 50. If we get a... Can't do aluminum presses. Can do the leather works. That'll be 6 million. And does give us a few more vehicles per month. Keep it a small factory, max size small. Looking at 90 engines or more. Actually, considering that, I want to just throw money at it. We can definitely afford that. Oh, that's too many vehicles. That's better. Throw automation at it as well. That'll hurt the quality a little bit. But it'll lower the price. It'll increase our margins. Which we might need at 100. expensive factory, but that's okay. Max funding, max pressure. I'm going to do it in 100 months, 101. Gotta fix the engine project. New factory in Archana. Medium 1, ForgeWorks, CNC. That's 1,000 engines. Can we go small? 200 engines. That'll work. Cleared all flags. Full automation, full tool quality. Throw money at these ones. It's a hefty investment. We have 101 months. So, get our reliability, process efficiency, tooling, more reliability. 101, 101, 74. Perfect. Forecaster. This car is $145,000. Drop it to 100,000. We're going to be selling that many more. 20,000, 23,000, 18,000. I think our sweet spot is 6 years, so about $128,000. All carbon fiber monstrosity. And there we go. We have a little bit of time. So let's move forward. See if we can't get to 1986 at least. New competitor. Oh, double. 4 new cars, wow. We'll be spending some money here shortly. Drop in profits. Well, because of those new cars being released. Still got plenty of money in the war chest. And 1986. Alright, let's take a look. The Grumble's doing fine. The Drumsticks doing acceptably well. Rodzina's continuing to fail. Krotz losing on some of their profitability. Siwoo's failing as well. Barcheks are doing fine. Stelarny's are doing great. The Minas are flabbergasting. They almost feel broken. It's amazing. I love that car. It's made us so much money. The Kachans doing very well. The Rosavi's doing well. Alright. I think we have just enough time. I can keep going. We have traction control. We're about to get push rod suspension and multi-link probably suspension, I think. Chassis. It's all chassis, but well, part of the chassis. Then we have variable valve timing for all cams. A whole bunch of taxes, more competitors. Gonna get transverse all-wheel drive, advanced 90s, safety. And if that doesn't come out, nope, that'll come out at the turn of the year. Perfect. There we go. Variable valve timing coming after that. We'll get 5-cylinder engines, low friction cast, lightweight forged. Excellent. We need better pistons. And review of sales. The Grumble's losing money, and that's because they're building the new factory and we're not selling anymore. Drumsticks continuing to be solid. Rodzina's failing. Grots are back where they better than they normally are. Ziwus are good, Farcheks are okay, Silnies are well, Minas are stunning, Kachan's good, Rosavi's well, and we're looking at getting the new Grumble out in 87. But that'll have to wait for the next episode. I thank you for joining me. I appreciate you staying till the end. Please leave a comment below, and I will see you next time. Take care.